Thank you for joining us for Real Talk with Arlette. This show is about bringing together a diverse group of ladies to exchange ideas and share their experience on topics that relate to women. We're still continuing our self-care series. And today we're going to be introducing our guests who will share with you how they manage to practice self-care while keeping a job while going to college. So ladies, do you practice self-care? Let's have some real talk. Thank you guys for joining us. Brianna, thank you for joining us. I don't know why I called you Brianna. Bree and okay. Lauren, thank you both for joining me. How is it that you guys have time to work full time and go to school? When do you have time to take care of yourself when you're studying and working?
So I think it's definitely hard to practice self-care. For me, I think my self-care comes in the weekends or when I have a day off from school or even from just work. Mentally, school drains you a lot, and you get out of class, and then when you have to go straight to work, and then you get out of work, it's like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to go home. So I've been finding little by little, small things that have been letting me just, I guess, relax or let some of that mental drainage out and that stress off. And right now, since I'm in summer school too, it's like I don't have that summer to practice, a whole self-care. You go out, have fun. So it's like I really do have to find time for me. So I think for me, my self-care would be either just going to the gym for a little bit. I just got a gym membership at the big gym because I work there, I guess. And so I was telling Lauren, not the spa, but the locker room there is very peaceful. You walk in, there's spa music playing. It's very quiet. People aren't allowed to be on their phones there, so it's super quiet. And I think that's something I utilize for quiet time. Yeah. It's just mentally, it's very peaceful in there. So I'll go work out. I'll spend a little time there, and then I'll go into the locker room, sit down. They also have steaming showers, so that's good. Wow. I guess what are those the saunas? Yeah, a sauna. Yeah. It's kind of like a sauna in there, and they have a chair and everything, so it's pretty nice. Okay. And then more things, I guess. Shopping. That's shopping therapy, right? Yeah, I just found a new app too, so it's every now and then, if I'm feeling stressed, I go onto that app and I just try to treat myself.
I made an A on this test.
I'm gonna go. No, that's literally. And I think, even then, every paycheck here now, I'll be okay, this is what I'm gonna put it towards. I want to spend money on this for me instead of saving it for school or saving it for something else. Other than that, I mean, nail appointments every now and then, manicures, pedicures, those are pretty nice, especially when I go to a salon and there's not a lot of people in there. I think that's the best. It's quiet in there, peaceful. I just, those little they're like Sensies.
Yeah.
What do you call them? You plug them in?
Yeah.
The Sensies, I guess?
Yeah. It's a brand.
It's like a warmer or something.
Yeah.
So I got a a vanilla scent. It's like a caramel vanilla scent that I put into my room. So now I'll go in there and it's really soothing to go in there, and it smells good, and I'm sitting there peacefully.
It relaxes you.
Yeah, relaxing.
So. Yeah, men don't understand that.
Yeah, it smells really good in there. Journaling. I mean, sometimes when I don't have time to talk to somebody about how I'm feeling, or I'm just too busy to actually process what's going on, I'll quickly write it down and then go back later and see what I wrote down.
Yeah, I had to learn how to do journaling. Like you said, for processing.
Yeah, it's kind of hard in the beginning because it's it feels weird, writing your thoughts
stupid.
down.
I'm like, what am I supposed to wite? Hi,
it's like
Lauren.
A diary,
So
when
today,
you were little. Yeah.
But I'm like, Lauren, you already know what happened today. Why are you writing to a piece of paper? But no, I learned that, like you said, when everything is just jumbled up,
and you have so much things going on
so fast, and everything's happening so fast, and it's a lot. You have to write it down. So you don't forget.
Have to get that way out. You just you're able to process it at a time when you're ready instead of just forgetting about it and then it reoccurring.
Yeah, and my friends, it's not that I don't have people to talk to, it's just they're busy too. We're just all at the point in our lives where we're go, hustle, run.
Yeah, and I
kids,
feel like,
kids.
I feel like, well, even for me, that's how I am right now. I had like a big group of friends when I was in high school, and once we all got into college and we got busy with either work or, you know, some of them didn't even go to college and they just went straight into the work field, it's like we kind of just drifted away.
Yeah.
But I think that comes back to the self-care too. Like every now and then we'll try to like get together and be like, okay, let's go have like a girls' night out at a restaurant, or let's go out and get pedicures. Yeah. But I think that does take a toll when it comes like graduating high school and actually becoming adults and going on to college, and to have your own job. It definitely can drift you away from those who are close to you.
Yeah, because that's when you start learning about yourself.
Yeah.
And then sometimes those colors and those personalities come to light, and that's when those friends drift apart, and that's when
you just start to grow apart,
get closer to you. And I've had it with a few of my friends, and it's probably because me and my other girlfriend, we just have a lot more in common. And it's nothing towards my other close friends.
Yeah, and I still have that friendship there. You know, it's not like I'm saying, okay, I'm not friends with you anymore. But you know, we know we're still connected. Like we know we can still talk to each other, text each other, or get together.
But for me and her, we'll text about self-care, and we're like, okay, it's time to take a trip. It's time to come visit each other, or
let's go out.
Let's plan a trip with the kids or something. Yep. So it's just more of like an understanding between us. But besides the journaling, for me, when I was in school for the first time, I didn't practice self-care. I didn't know what self-care was.
It's definitely hard. I feel like it's really hard your first year, especially because I feel like your freshman year of college, you don't know what you're going to expect. So you don't know the amount of workload that you're going to get. Yeah. And you get there, and then a lot of times, especially if you go to university, like, you're going to want to go out and party and stuff. So, I mean, you're kind of putting time to yourself, but it's not actually, like,
it's not self-care.
Yeah,
okay, when you get to a certain age, you literally have to, like, do a self-care because you party so much. You're like, why did I do that? All those times that I messed up, all those nights that I regret. Now I need to do some self-care, like just to put a Band-Aid over all those days. But
I definitely agree. I think your first year of college, not a lot of students know what self-care is, or even how to just take a break from the studies and from learning and all that, and even from working sometimes, to actually just think about yourself.
Yeah, because most kids nowadays, it's not just going to college. They're paying for their own college. Or they're working so hard at college and finding a part-time job because they're doing like a work and study. So they're working also just 2 jobs, 1 job.
Feeling the pressure of trying to make their parents happy too. I think your first year as well, like I said, your first year is kind of like a make or break. Like they're trying to impress their parents, they're trying to find a way to afford college. So self-care is just like not in their mindset at all.
Yeah. I think that's what it was for me. Like, I was going to college, and then I didn't know why I was going to college. I was just going. So I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with life. I was depressed. I was just like
every college student.
Yeah, I mean, so I wasn't practicing self-care, and I didn't know what it was. Self-care to any college student is just going out drinking, having fun, or house parties, whatever. So the second time that I was in college, that's where I started to prioritize and making lists and structuring out time for myself, taking the weekends or getting my work done before the test on Friday. And that's what so my weekends can be free.
For self-care, a big part of self-care is time management. Like And that's why, like I said, the first year it's really hard because you don't know how much workload you're going to get. So that second year of college, it's like, okay, it's like you know what you're doing now. You know how to prioritize your time and get things done so that you can practice self-care when the weekend comes. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I already studied for this. I'm good for my test on Monday. Saturday, I can go out with my girlfriends. I can go get my hair done. Like,
and then you won't feel guilty about it, or you won't be stressed because I've had so many times where I'm like, okay, I didn't finish this assignment, but
I'm gonna go out.
I'm gonna go out. And my friend said we're only gonna be out till midnight. That means I know I can stay up till 3 a.m. Yes. No, y'all are at that club or wherever you're at until 2 a.m.
Yes,
then y'all have to go get gas. And then you have to go get food. Then you have to go drink water.
Yes. Yes.
Then you're home by 4 a.m. and you
lot.
crashed out and your homework assignment is not done or nothing is done. And now the next day you probably have to work. So when are you going to get it done? The next day is probably the test or your quiz is due by noon that day. What are you going to do?
And then it's like everything starts piling. Like
you're stressed. So when is the self-care coming in?
So I think it's like it's just time management. Like you have to actually set aside time. And it's not being selfish. Like, I get school is important sometimes, but for me, I'm like, okay, like, I'll kind of just blow it off because I'm just mentally, like, exhausted and physically, and I need that time to myself just so I can be relaxed and take some of that load off of my shoulders from school and even work.
Yeah. Sometimes that just refreshes my brain if I step away from whatever homework assignment I was doing or anything. I'm refreshed, so I come back to it in a different mindset.
I think self-care while being a college student can even just be, you know, okay, you study for an hour and then you take a 30-minute break to go outside, eat some fruit, listen to good music, like, you know, just relax and then go back and study. Like, it doesn't have to be constantly like, and especially for college students, you're already spending a lot of money, so it's not like you want to go out and get your nails done all the time and go shopping. So I think something good would be like studying for an hour and then going outside and relaxing or meditating, or even going like swimming on a weekend or something and tanning. I like started, well, especially since it's summer, I started finding myself relaxing like that. Like I'll go to the swimming pool, I'll jump in for a bit, cool down, get out, tan a little bit, read a book, be outdoors. It's pretty relaxing to me.
I had a really good group of friends that I lived with in college, and to practice self-care, get a group of friends like the ones I had. We would get into the living room. We all had our corner. We all had our assignments. We said, okay, if we want to get in free by 11 o'clock, we're finishing all our homework. And we held each other accountable until 9 o'clock that night. We had our drinks. We had music playing. We had our breaks. One girl would be like, okay, I'm done with my assignment. Y'all want me to cook? We would cook. And that was our full day for Saturday. And our goal, our carrot at the end of the road was we're going out. But yeah, that's how we practice self-care. That's the good self-care. Doing it with friends who have the same mindset. And you guys can encounter some fun in it. Get the drinks going and, you know,
I love
have someone cook, and it was fun. Have soft music playing.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot of times. Even just listening to music for a while and not listening to anything else is really just, I don't know, any little thing that'll help you relax to me and help me get my mind off of the stress from school and work is self-care to me.
Yeah. Well, unlike you ladies, I mean, I admire both of you for being able to hold down a full-time job and take care of going to college and prioritizing that in addition to taking time for yourself. For me, I jumped into college right out of high school. And like Lauren, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Well, I did. I wanted to be a business owner. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. But before that, I'm going to be a supermodel. Because somebody had it in my head that a 5'3" little girl that is supposed to be black but don't really look black. Because normally when they want a black model, they want somebody that look like an African American, right? So somebody had it in my head that I could be on the cover of Vogue. So I'm going to manage you. So of course that was my dream, was to be on the cover of Vogue. And then I had a reality check. My mother was like, girl, you 5'3", you're not going to be on nobody's Vogue. So you better go to college, and you're going locally. So I went to the local college, and I was like, okay, why am I here? Because I don't know what I want to do. I just got out of college. So I wasted a good 2 years, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. I had some type of assignment. I don't know if it was in my business law class. And yeah, I'd gotten all the way up to going to college through my junior year and leaving. But I did an assignment, and it was a business plan. And I created a restaurant. So I said, I'm going to go do that. So I did. I dropped out of college. And my mother was like, okay, well, if you're not going to school, you're not living here, you better go and do your own thing, get you a job, do whatever. So I eventually opened the restaurant, and then I got married and had children, and then life happened, and it was quite some time before I decided to go back to school. But by the time I got back to school, my daughter was she was in high school, you were in high school. And I said, my God, I'm telling her she have to go to college. And I didn't finish.
Wow.
So I made it a goal to try to finish college before she entered college. So if you can imagine, I'm in college now in my 40s. And I had a plan to get out within a couple of years. Of course, that didn't happen, because once I got into college, being that I'm much older, I appreciated it more. And I mean, forgetting the partying and all that, I gotta go. I gotta get out before she starts. So I would sit in the front of the class. I'd be, the professor's here, I'm right here, and I'm attentive. I tried to ignore all the young kids that were in class, with me. But I went to night school, so there were some young kids in night school, but then there were also people my age as well. And I had a very demanding job, and I worked a lot of hours. I was really never off. But I managed to get that done while still raising my family.
I was going to say, because you had kids too. So
and taking a full load. Yeah. And my husband thought I was crazy because I started retaking classes that I had not done well in.
Well, I was going to say, do you think college is harder for you because you were at that age?
It wasn't hard. It was easy.
It
was easy because I was interested, and I knew I had a goal, and I knew what I wanted. I had already run my own company, so I said business management. That is what I want to study. I want to learn more about managing my business. So that's what I went for, and it made me appreciate it more. And I applaud y'all because, okay, so first year, everybody blows out the first year, right? I mean, I told Lauren, I said, look, I expect you to party. I expect you to, not make good choices all the time and, miss class every now and then. That's what I expect. I expected that the first year. But by second year, you should have an idea of what you want to do. And, get yourself on that right path. It just took me a lot longer than most. So.
And see, with me, I feel like it was kind of, I don't want to say it was harder for me to get that self-care in, but I'm at a community college, so I'm not at a university. I don't have the opportunity to, go to the college parties and stuff. So it's like I'm home and I'm constantly just working and going to school and working and go to school. So it's like actually trying to find that self-care or that route out is pretty difficult, but I find it. I mean, it happens. I think I need it most of the time, so I do find a time. Like I said, mostly it's on the weekends because that's when I can use my time. I mean, I have school through the week, so my weekends are my times for my self-care. But I think the biggest one that I do use is just taking that break, even if it's just 15 minutes or 20 minutes, to just take my mind off of the studying and go do something else, whether that's listening to music, eating some fruit, or even just being outside.
Yeah. And I did that too. Now that I look back on it, there wasn't very much time for me to practice self-care because, again, I worked all day and I'm the type of person, I cannot take online classes. I have to be in the classroom.
I am, that's how
So after work, I went straight to class, And there was a 3-hour class because I was in night school. So I would get home around 9:30. Luckily, they had a satellite campus that was close to the house. So I would get home, and if the kids were awake, acknowledge them because that's really all I had time to do. I would eat dinner, acknowledge my husband, and then go in my study. And I would study until I fell asleep. So the only time that I really had for myself was the weekends. That was, taking a few minutes to shop, because that was my thing, just retail therapy.
Yep.
And, hang out with the family. But it's very important that you take time to take care of yourself, even if you have a heavy workload in college and with work as well. Because you're not going to be successful if you don't successfully care for self.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
And as a working professional, I know most of us, if you're younger, I'm older, so I've done all of my waitressing jobs and my mall jobs, and I'm past all of it.
Yeah.
So if you're younger, a good way to self-care is try and find a job that's in line with what you want to do. I've had 2 big office jobs, and sitting in front of a desk and sitting at a computer for 2-3 years is really draining on your mental.
It is.
It's so draining.
No, it is. I can agree with the same thing. I've had the waitressing job. I've had the retail job. When I worked at Topgolf, it was really draining too, because you'd be out. It was during the summer, and I was taking summer classes again too. So you'd be out in the sun every day, and I'd either have shifts from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4:30, and then I'd have studying to do, or I'd have 4:30 to 1 in the morning shifts. So I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work once fall semester comes and I'm taking more classes. So I got, I like working with kids. That's what I want to do. So I got a job with a morning after school program. But with that, I still think I pushed myself too hard, because I'd wake up, I'd have work from 6:30 to 8:30, then I'd go to class at 9, then I'd get out at 1, then I'd go back to go back to work at 3:45, I'd get out at 6:30, Monday through Friday. So then on the weekends, I had a second job, and it was I'd work Saturdays, so Sundays were my only days off, but then Sundays were church, go out to eat, and then by the time I got home, I'm exhausted and just want to get ready for Monday.
Right.
So with this new job that I have, my hours are, of course, it's summer, so my school hours are different. But I definitely think it's more flexible, and I actually set aside, because I think in the fall I was wanting to work Monday through Friday, but now I take off Thursday, Sunday, and Wednesday. Yeah. So it's I have those days to myself
to
instead of pushing myself 24/7 to work and to go to school. That's awesome. I do think finding the right job that suits you and doing something you actually want to pursue in the future works and helps you a lot.
See, the job I had before my current one, it was draining, and management was all over the place. It was just a big mess. So I got into another desk job, and management is great. It's a big family there. They know I have a young daughter. They work with my schedule. They're great. So that's not the problem. The only problem is it's not my passion. So I'm at my desk. My 3-year mark is coming up, and I'm drained. So my parents don't know this. Surprise, I have 3 jobs now. So my second job is it's a floating position. So it's a husband and wife. I work at a small shop that they own, and they don't need anyone full time. They don't need anyone part time. They just need someone when
as needed.
Yes, but when I go, that's my self-care, because it's something I'm interested in. I love interacting with people.
With the gems?
Yes. Okay. So I'm interacting with people. I'm interacting with people of the same interests and the same mindset. So it's great. I haven't interacted with humans in 3 years. I'm in front of 2 computer screens.
And also you're at a place where that's like a passion of yours. So when people come in there, they have that passion of yours as well. So you can have a conversation.
And then I'm able to talk to them, and I'm like, oh, Lauren, you know something.
Yeah.
You're actually wanted. You actually have a mind. Yeah. Wow, you're not, this isn't a part of your first job. They're just telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And you're just collecting a paycheck, and you're just another number of millions of people who work in this company. So that's self-care to me. It's self-care. I had to grab that. My third job, the second time I went to school was to get my certificate for event planning. And that industry is very hard to get into. So since my second job is just whenever they need me, I probably won't even work for like a month or maybe once a month. Like she was really straightforward with me. I said, that's cool. So anyway, so the third job, I'm a personal assistant to an event planner. And that's just a virtual job. So I don't have to take physical time away. It's just, you know, so, but getting my foot in an industry that's so hard to get into.
You're passionate about it as well.
Exactly. And, you know, just getting the ins and out of like running my own business and everything. So that's just a blessing. So that's something I had to grab onto. So it took me a long time to get there. So I know most people get jobs because they have to collect a paycheck, or, you know, you're living with friends or roommates and you just need any job. But get that waitress job, but also never stop looking for a job who is also going to feed that passion of yours. Because that waitress job,
if you're working at a job that's truly horrible for you and that you do not want to be there you're going to struggle to wake up, you're going to be tired, you're going to go through that shift working hard, but also for what? Like you don't want to be there. And then you're just like you said, you're just going there just to get the paycheck. So
wow. Man, I applaud both of you. I mean, it's amazing because both of you are very young, and you found out at a very young age that it is important to live your passion, and don't just go to school to be going to school, but go to school to truly to study what you are innately good at and what your passion is. For you, you're going to school for nursing. For Lauren, it's going to school for business management and event planning.
Let's talk about self-care when that comes.
But anyway, I could listen to y'all all day long, but I do want to applaud both of you for being just two phenomenal young women and making it happen. So I know that you guys have touched some lives today, and I really appreciate y'all being on the show. Thank you. So for all of you ladies out there, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any topics that you would like us to cover on the show, or better yet, if you live in the Houston, Texas area and would like to be a guest on the show, please visit us at realtalkwitharlette.com and click Let's Talk. So until next time, I would encourage you ladies, be faithful, be fearless, but most importantly,